An interesting combo today for the post-game players press conferences. We have Mason Rudolph and Nick Herbig. Nick was in place of Alex, and Mason took over once Aaron got hurt. So I did look for inside the locker room as well. And no Darnell Washington, unfortunately. So I did want to bring something up because if I saw Darnell, I was going to bring it up for Darnell. Darnell ain't talking. So we saw Darnell hurdle or try to hurdle some Bengals. I think he at least hurdled one guy, but he ain't, it wasn't a hurdle and keep going. It was a hurdle, and this large human being is now about to fall on some Bengals. And then everyone also saw his play where he stiff arms number 49. Was that Knight? Was that Knight? I think his last name was. But he stiff arms 49. Is running down the sideline. Geno Stone, he doesn't want to get in his way. He just kind of wants to see, maybe I can force him to step out of bounds. And he kind of does his best effort to kind of try to push Darnell without getting in the way too much. Kind of just whiffs mostly. So Darnell keeps going. He eventually does end up out of bounds. And right as he's getting out of bounds, he collides with DJ Turner, another DB. So he made contact with 3 different Bengals on that play. Everyone saw it. Kyle Brandt's angry runs. He was the first entry, the second entry, and the third entry, all for the same play, but different at different players. The first one, the second one where Stone just like, and then the third one where he bangs Turner 5 yards and away, just sends him flying. So everyone talks about, and this was even a few weeks ago, I think, within the last few weeks, I should say, on one of the broadcasts, right? They're talking about the size of Darnell Washington. And everyone's like, he's 6'7", right? The height. Everyone, pretty much agrees on the height is 6'7". He even did the celebration. So he knows he's 6 feet 7 inches tall. He's taller than me. I'm 6 feet 4 inches tall. So, the debate is his weight. That actually rhymes a little bit. He's listed at about 265. If you look at it, it might say 260 somewhere online. I've heard 265 a lot. I've said 265 a lot. But we all know it's not 265. And it's not 260, right? We know it's higher than that. And not like 270, not like 275. We know it's quite a bit more than that. Though no one really knows how much he weighs, right? In the last few weeks, the broadcast even said, he's listed at 265, and someone said, like, fat chance, basically. Or like, yeah, right. Like, he ain't 265. And he was on Amon Ross St. Brown's podcast that he does with his brother Equanimous. And they asked, how much do you weigh? And he said, I think he tried to avoid it a little bit, but he said, like, I really haven't weighed myself in a little bit. And one of them, it might have been Equanimous, said, dude, you have weigh-ins every week. And that's where he's like, shit. Like, he knows he got caught. So he said he was 311 pounds. Darnell Washington is 6'7" and 311 pounds. I knew that number started with a 3, but I didn't know exactly what the weight was. I was thinking maybe 305, right? You know, just a little bit above 300. And the fact that he's 311, it's like, you're 6'7", 311, you should not move like that. So now that we have that official weight, and I wanted to just share that with you guys, we're gonna get into the press conferences here.
Mitch, you hadn't been in a game that mattered for a while here. What was it like when you found out and when you went in, and it didn't seem to stop you from kind of attacking and converting third down?
Yeah, I was. You never know when you never know what's going to come, but I was, you always have a little jitters first time going back all year. So, but I was when we're running the ball the way we were, and then a couple guys made a couple nice plays on third and extra long. Darnell on that check down, Kenny on that kind of that flare route. So, I mean, 2 defensive touchdowns right when we needed the most was huge. So, and we ran the ball really well. I barely got touched. So offensive line, hats off to them. It was a lot of fun.
What was the timeline like? Did you know you were going in the game before halftime, after halftime? What was kind of the timeline?
Well, I mean, I saw what you guys saw, which was 8 kind of go down and gingerly a little bit, but I wasn't sure the severity, and I'm still really not sure either. So we talked in the locker room, and he told me he gave me the finger and said, "Hey, you're going." Not the bad finger, but the index, and said, "You're going in." And so we, appreciate Arthur Smith.
I like the fact he's getting a little
Tom
bit down
working with
here,
me to
like,
kind of
was it soul patch?
Get to,
But it's
stuff that I
not
like
just
in
the
game plan
mustache,
and
it's
tailor
this too.
to kind of my favorites. So
I think he looks better like that.
that's how it went.
Not only did you have that time, but you also had that really long, protracted Bengals drive that, had the ejection and all that going into it. Did that allow you guys to talk through some things to the sideline, sort of get your bearings back? Did that aid you in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always want to use the time that you have on the sidelines. And I was sitting right there next to Arthur, and we were going through, just about every category, what I liked. And I sent him my favorite plays each and every week, but we were just kind of talking through what's already been called, and what do you like that's remaining that they haven't seen. So, yeah.
So are you comfortable with Kenny Gainwell, having worked with him maybe a lot? I mean, he had 3 big pass plays.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he I didn't know a whole lot I mean, I knew he was a Super Bowl champion last year, and I knew his name, but I didn't know how versatile and how great of a pass catcher he is, and runs the ball extremely hard, like Jaylen Warren. But he did a great job today, and the extra effort to get in the end zone on that touchdown pass in the flat was huge.
Hey, so that first drive, you come in, and then you lose Jaylen very quickly. What does it say about the offense that you were able to find a way to keep going, score on that drive, which was a big answer for you?
Yeah, I think he came back the next drive, but he was definitely out, which was scary. And I think DK had a couple of catches on that drive over the middle. Kenny again, the flat to the left, and then I think on 3rd and 11 or so was Roman on an outbreaker. So yeah, I think credit to Arthur for putting all those guys in the right spots and having confidence in me to let me throw it.
Mason, how do you feel like you performed? How do you feel like you performed, just generally?
Yeah, we won, and that is the only objective. And I mean, I thought once I settled down a little bit, I had a couple errant ones early, but just tried to get it to our guys. They played a lot of soft one high zone, and so we weren't letting a whole lot of stuff go over the middle. So I thought, our run after the catch was huge. I mean, from Darnell running over people on 3rd and 12 or 15 to Kenny, it was a lot of fun.
When you hit those passes that you're describing here to a DK downfield, you mentioned the other ones, including the one that ended up getting flagged back.
Yeah.
Was that where you found, like, all right, I'm here, I'm all right now?
Yeah, I think. I think it usually takes a few completions to get into the flow of the game and find a rhythm. But that big one to DK would have been nice had it not been overturned. But I was really proud of the way the guys. We had a couple of long, bad penalties backed us up, and we overcame it and got some points on the board.
Coach Tomlin asked him about the comfort of you coming in with your experience here. He emphasized, no doubt, twice, no doubt, because, what's it like for you? Is there a calmness, the familiarity with everything being here? When you do come in, the atmosphere is something you're, I guess, you have an experience with?
Yeah, it's. I really was thankful for the opportunity I had last year in Tennessee to the way things worked out to get a different perspective on football. But coming back here, like you said, just so much comfortability from the people that you see in the tunnel that work the security, that friendly faces there on the field. Joseph Maroon, one of the doctors, and it really feels like home, and so many great relationships. So to answer your question, it's an easy. No, I wouldn't say easy, but it's very comfortable to come back in and you just know everything is. You've won games here, and that gives you confidence.
You
It's
guys
not
have
something you
problems
heard it.
converting third downs, but you had 3 of 3 and 11 or longer. What were the keys on those plays?
Well, we had the one to Roman, which credit to Arthur, he was wide open. It was a great schemed up play. They doubled DK deep, and can't say enough about his selflessness to. He's not a decoy on that play, but he took a lot of. I think he took 3 defenders on that play and cleared it out for Roman. And then the one to Darnell was just, a big dude running somebody over, and Kenny Gainwell. So, protection was incredible all night. I didn't get touched, didn't get sacked. So, it was great.
Aaron, I don't know if you heard.
Last one.
I don't know if you heard it, but there was a pretty big cheer when you came in the game. I'm sure you were thinking about other things right then. But what does that mean to you and that support you've had?
Yeah, it's. I love playing here, and this is where I was drafted, and this is home, and very, very special.
We'll go to Jeff. Sorry, last one, Jeff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Basically, take us on the sidelines when Darnell stiff arms one guy, goes up under another, and runs another guy over.
Yeah. Talking about the third and long play? Yeah. Unbelievable. I think he is. He's one of the hardest working guys. He's in there sometimes earlier than me on Wednesday, Thursday mornings. Takes care of his body. Big time studier, and I think he's hungry. He's like any player in their first contract is to make it to their second, and he's done a great job. But we've got such a deep tight end room from Pat to Jonnu to Connor, doing the quarterback sneak deal like he's done. I think he's 3 for 3 or 4 for 4. But yeah, Darnell adds a different element to it.
Thank you.
You guys.
So as far as Mason, I guess I really didn't realize he didn't get sacked at all. He was pretty efficient. I know he was like 12 of 16, 7.9 an attempt, but basically close to 8 yards an attempt. And that's the thing. Like, that's not even like, per completion. That's per attempt. He had the touchdown. He didn't turn the ball over. He played pretty well. Probably as well as you can ask of him to do in coming in with not much practice as the one. He gets a little bit. I guess he gets like 3 out of every 10 or something like that. Aaron gets the majority of it, and he gets the rest, and really, for the most part, no one else gets anything else. As far as first team. Now, could Will? I know Aaron wasn't going to practice today, so Mason gets the 1 reps. Could Will get a couple? Get 1 or 2 reps with the ones? Yeah, maybe. That's always a possibility. But for Mason, it's like yeah, he grew up in, what was it, North Carolina, South Carolina, one of those. Went to Oklahoma State. But for him, Pittsburgh is kind of home. He went down to Tennessee last year, but other than that, he's been with Pittsburgh. And I truly think he thinks Pittsburgh is the place for him. I feel like he can be a career backup here, someone that you can heavily rely on. It's someone that he could teach a franchise quarterback how to how to go through a week in the NFL, how to do things right. And that's the thing, you don't have to be a gold jacket guy or a former franchise quarterback or current franchise quarterback to teach a young guy, here's how we do things in the NFL. You can be a backup, a career backup, a veteran, but a guy who knows what he's doing, and be like, here's how you do it. Here's how you take notes. Here's how you watch film. Here's how you take care of your body. Here's this, here's that. I do think he could be a great resource in the next couple of years for whoever that future franchise quarterback is going to be. Let's hear from Nick.
Yeah. Yeah. Before I start, I'd just like to say all glory to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Super thankful. I think when he's at the center, life is a lot
it's not LA,
better and more peaceful.
Similar.
So, whenever you guys are ready.
That 3 OLB package you guys have been using all year seemed to finally pay off with the pick. You got pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that package and the success you had on that one.
Yeah. It's no discredit to anybody in the D-line room or anybody up front. But sometimes they just want a little more speed, I guess, on the field. And we have a deep outside linebacker room. So, Jack's having a great rookie year. That kid plays his butt off. And he's ready whenever his number is called. So today his number is called, and he was able to get out there and run around with us. And we were able to create a lot of pressure out of that package. So it was awesome.
How big of a response game was this for you guys as a unit, knowing what happened against this team a couple weeks ago?
Everybody in the building, we know what we're capable of. We know what we have to do. It's just a matter of going out and doing it. It obviously feels good to get a win, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Nick, what was so much different this time versus Cincinnati? What did you do so much better?
We just played our game, our brand of football, played Steeler football. We didn't have all the turnovers necessarily that our culture is like, but, we had 2 touchdowns, which is, that's instrumental, huge in the win. And just getting back to our roots, doing what we do, and playing Steeler football.
Your block sprung Duggar, didn't it, for the final?
Man, I just try to do my job, man. Try to be the best teammate I could be.
You speak of the impact Duggar has made in just a couple of games with you guys, and Pierre also coming in that type of situation.
Those guys are ballers. JP, BE, Brandon Echols, he a dog too. Duggar a dog. All them boys is dogs. They come in, whenever their number is called, when it's going to be, and they just come in and keep making plays, consistently showing up on film, playing Steeler football. You love to see that, man. Coach C always say the standard is the standard, regardless of who's in the game. Next man up mentality, and I think those guys exemplify that to the highest level.
You guys got a ton of sacks, but do you feel like you're able to impact Flacco and keep him more uncomfortable than he was in the first game?
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. He's been doing it a long time for a reason. You know, he has good sense of pressure and pocket presence, awareness, gets the ball out quick. He's a heck of a player, so we just try to affect him any way we can.
When TJ planted him and he got the penalty, did you think that shook Flacco? He didn't seem to be sharp the rest of the game.
I mean, TJ's TJ for a reason, you know what I mean? Like, he's the best in the world, so I think knowing that dude's coming after you like that, it probably has a little sense of scarcity in there, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's football, man. You're going to get hit.
Nick, I know you're on the defensive side. What's the comfort level you guys have with having Mason, knowing he's played here, played in the NFL when he had to come into that situation?
Yeah, I love Mason. Like I said, next man up mentality. Mason embodies that. There's a reason why he was drafted here, a reason why we brought him back. You know, Mason's a great dude, great player, you know, and we have no issues with him.
Talk me through the kind of, I don't know, emotional journey there where you think you get them stopped, they're going to punt on 4th down, then there's a fight, Jalen gets ejected, now you got to go back and play defense again, and to be able to end that drive with holding them to a field goal, how important do you think that was there?
Yeah, I mean, Coach C always said we defend every blade of grass, so, you know, no matter what happens, you know, sometimes there's things that's out of our control, and we just have to, you know, play football at the end of the day and do our job.
What was your perspective when all that was going on? Were you in the middle of it, or?
Yeah, just trying to mediate it. But you know, he's a heck of a player, man, heck of a dude. I'm so glad he's a Steeler. I love that guy. He's a great leader, and I got his back 100%. So whatever happens, happens.
Back with the sack. Is that what you're talking about? You got the sack then?
Regardless, you know, I got back with anything.
Nick, you talked about next man up. For Duggar being here less than a month now, was that kind of the guy you knew you were getting when he came in, or are you impressed with what he's done in his short time here?
I mean, that dude's made a career out of being the next man up mentality. Like, he from Lenore Rain, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
D2,
to be able to do what
or
he's done
D3,
and
whatever
have
it
the
was.
career he's had so far, like, that doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? Like,
think
there's
D2.
work that's put in behind the scenes that people don't see. You know, like, that dude's put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to be where he is today. So there's no surprise at all.
Jim, with that last one,
Is there any indication that, from your perspective, that Jamar Chase spit on Jalen? Like, could you tell at all from that?
I mean, I don't know. If he did, that's lame.
All right, thanks, guys.
So yeah, it looks like along with the refs, a few players did not get a good angle of what happened. And that's the thing, Nick could have not even been looking. Forget not having a good angle, maybe he just wasn't even looking. His back could have been turned to it. So, yes, Nick, he in fact did. So that would indeed be lame. I don't know if they're going to ask other players in the locker room. I believe it's Jalen Warren, TJ Watt. Oh, who else? It was Patrick Queen. It was 3 defensive players and Jalen Warren. So I don't know who the other one is. Could be a corner. Couldn't tell you. So we'll see what they have to say about the incident. Though I really am interested in what Nick was wearing. Maybe I missed it and they said something, but it's a very lay-like. It's just leaves, though, instead of flowers. So maybe it's just that. Maybe it's a lay. But I'd very much like to know. But let's see what everyone else had to say. So it's TJ Watt, Patrick Queen, James Pierre, and Jalen Warren. I thought Pierre was an option. I was like, Pierre, Porter, probably someone in the secondary or a corner, whatever I said, and there you go.
Patrick, what was the difference this time around? How were you guys able to shut down their offense?
Just us playing football, understanding what they do, the detail and the work throughout the week. Not being robots, understanding what they run, certain downs, certain distances, certain formations, just making plays.
Doug almost had an interception, I think, a little earlier in the game.
Yeah.
It seemed like that was kind of the turning point, really, for you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a hell of a player. He's a smart player. just like a lot of guys on defense. So when we got players like that, we got to capitalize on them, but at the same time, that do fuel us, the whole entire team.
How important was this for you guys to get like kind of a statement win here?
Yeah, it's big. Like it's a good win, but it doesn't mean nothing. We don't stack it. Like we got a good team coming up this next week, and we're on the road, so it's gonna be a big one.
James, why do you think it went so much better against Chase Higgins this time around, and what was your role in that?
Just waiting, just constantly just waiting, just remembering the plays I didn't make a couple years ago, just waiting.
How about execution-wise, what do you think you were better today?
Just detail, just confidence, just being humble.
How about the deep ball that you broke up, the pass to Jamar there? Can you kind of walk us through that play and how you tracked that pass?
You know, just doing what coaches asked me to do. You know, when coach tell us what they might do, just be ready for what they might do, and I was ready for what they might do.
Seemed like you guys limited the looks, the open opportunities too. I mean, before the ball was even thrown by Flacco, what'd you take away in terms of his eyes as to why they couldn't get those two guys the ball more often?
Just coming in week to week, like on Monday, just knowing like how we was gonna go about like the game, how we was gonna be moving around, just give them different looks.
At what point did you decide to flip?
Can't, you know, the game is like, you know, up and
He's
down.
got that
so,
Strahan gap.
We try to stay the same.
What's that mean?
I mean the flip on the touchdown.
Oh, you talking about the flip? Oh, I don't even know what I was gonna do. I just knew I was going to do something.
What was the biggest difference for you guys being able to shut them down a little bit more this time around?
I think turnovers is huge, obviously. Stopping the run was nice. Those guys in the back end did a great job as well. So anytime you're able to create turnovers and get touchdowns on defense, it's a win for me.
How were you guys able to kind of keep that momentum once Jalen was taken out?
That's not very hard. I mean, it was very charged up, so I don't think we had any problem keeping momentum after he was out.
You talked a little bit about like Mason coming in or Kenny coming in, but you know, as an offense, do you guys even pay attention sometimes, or is it just like we're going through this as a team? It doesn't matter who's back there.
Pay attention to what?
If you know, like, do you pay attention to, you know, Aaron Rodgers is out now, you have Mason Rudolph in? Is it like, do you guys think about it, or you just go?
No, yeah, we just go. Kind of like what I've been saying is we got depth, you know, playmaker depth at every position, and so if someone goes down, next man up.
Jalen, in addition to you, along with Kenny, what's your thoughts on how Caleb Johnson's doing, especially on that run? Unfortunately, it was called back. But
Yeah, no, it was good. You know, it's good to see my brother eat like that. You know, KG did his thing. You know, that goes without saying. But yeah, seeing getting Caleb in there for a little bit, it was good to see that as well.
So no one brought it up. Okay. Well, and they asked, you know, about him after, like, playing defense after he got kicked out, but nothing about the spitting. Okay. Interesting. On that, makes me just wonder if maybe they didn't know all the information at that point. Because I feel like that would be a big talking point of, hey, we were just over talking to Jalen. He said blah. So I guess maybe once Nick and Mason got out there to talk with the media, that's where they had the information from Jalen Ramsey that Jamar spit on him. So, yeah. That is it for this. If you guys did enjoy it, please do leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.